Hey there, it is Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
Hey, guess who's back? Nate Daniels, the VP of Marketing there at TBN in sunny California. Well, is it sunny or cloudy?
It's very sunny. Actually, I have my blinds down today. Otherwise, the sun rays are just radiant, and my face is totally washed out. So, yeah, that's the problem we have.
And you're dressed very fall-like. And as you mentioned before we went live, you've got cooler temperatures. And I'm hoping not as many fires. Are the fires still burning, or are they totally out now?
I think the fires are always burning somewhere here, but we have gotten a good amount of rain, particularly in Northern California. We have gotten it down here too. So thankfully, the fires are at least mitigated. My brother-in-law is a fire captain, so I'm usually getting the updates, particularly when they're on the southern side of the state. But yeah, we're very grateful for the weather these days, particularly the rain. We've been in a pretty bad drought too. So.
Yeah. We pray for you on both ends. Years ago, as I mentioned before we started, I lived in San Diego back in the late 80s, and that we were right in the middle when we moved there of a 5-6 year drought, and I had never experienced anything like that. I'm like, wow. Hey, welcome to California. But we're praying for you guys. Well, we know you guys have a lot of things that are going on. Some amazing folks that you have on TBN. Some of the folks that you have there on Faith Talk Atlanta here on Salem Radio, and also video. Where do you want to start, Nate? We'll just go with you. We'll toss it to you and go.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can go chronologically. That might be the best way to do it. We just had the Dove Awards this past Friday, the biggest night in Christian and gospel music, and boy, was that special. Just, artist after artist. We did a whole red carpet pre-show sponsored by iBible, and that was really great for us. We got to do some fun games with Lecrae and Chris Tomlin and Lauren Daigle, and we did a lot of kind of late night antics with them, which were pretty funny. We had a game called Trashketball where we had them kind of shooting hoops into a trash can. Almost every artist
who did the best in Trashketball? That's what I want.
Lecrae did really well. And Blanca, who was also nominated for an award, she was one of our red carpet co-hosts, and she was filling it up. So yeah, she was really great.
Okay, awesome.
That was exciting.
Not so much for Lauren Daigle then.
Lauren Daigle, yeah, we didn't have as much time. We didn't get a chance to play that game with her, but she was a hoot. So we have some of that stuff on our YouTube channel right now and on the TBN app. So that kind of kicks us off into November, and we're very excited for this next new show. It's a brand new show. It's not a mini series. This is a full weekly series. Moving forward with Kirk Cameron, and I know you guys know him, and he maintains a very special place in our faith community, and he's just a really salt of the earth kind of guy. He's exactly who you would hope he would be if you were to meet him in person, and he's just a very thoughtful guy too. He's got these American Campfire Revival things he does on Facebook Live, YouTube, or Instagram Live. Pretty regularly get tens of thousands of people watching it, and so we're kind of taking that vibe and just kind of getting back to basics here and having conversations that are impacting our faith community, like religious freedom, how am I navigating education for my kids with all this kind of going on today. Obviously, COVID has forced some people to think about, hey, maybe I should be homeschooling. So we kind of deal with all that on that show, and that's on Mondays at 9:00 Eastern, moving forward on TBN, and we'll also be on our app, surely.
Awesome. And Kirk Cameron, like you said, what a great down to earth guy, and just love watching him. And of course, he'll always be little. Was he Mikey Seaver? No, Mike was
Mike Seaver.
Mike Seaver, yeah, Mike Seaver. But I'm sure he's tired of hearing about that. But growing up in the '80s, that's who he'll always be.
No, I mean, I'm a kid I'm a product of the '80s and '90s, and so he was always. I'm the oldest of my family, so he was always kind of like the cool older brother that I never had, and so to be able to work with him on this new show has been pretty fun.
That's awesome.
But yeah, he is just exactly who you'd hope he'd be, and he's the real deal. So that's this Monday. On this next Friday, that is November 5th, we do have the first of a 4-part series kind of chronicling the Abraham Accords. So you guys might be familiar with it. It was a really big story, but the media never touched it really with a 10-foot pole. They'd announce it, but that's kind of basically all you've heard. And, you've had tensions in the Middle East since then, and it has remained relatively peaceful. And so you look at what's happened, and, with the Trump administration, our whole series is actually produced and hosted by Dr. David Friedman, who was the ambassador to Israel under the Trump administration. So you're hearing the story through the lens of the people who were there behind the scenes telling the story. So we have Donald Trump, we have Mike Pence, we have Mike Pompeo, we have Jared Kushner, we have Benjamin Netanyahu, we have representatives from all these Arab states as well who are talking about what led to these peace agreements. And it went against every kind of conventional wisdom that you would have in Washington, D.C., that, hey, the U.S. needs to be neutral and just an arbiter in this Palestinian versus Israel thing. And as we know, Donald Trump had promised and delivered on the idea that we're going to move the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, and they predicted there would be riots and suicide bombings, and none of that happened. And so that was really the first domino to fall, and you see this cascade of peace as a result. I think the region was yearning for peace, and God ordained that these people were in office at the time, and you'll just have to watch to see how it all unfolded in the conversations that were taking place. But people would say that there's some prophecies fulfilled here, history created. So that's certainly something you're going to want to tune in to see. There's very high production quality on that special.
Very cool.
That's Friday the 5th, I think you said, right?
Yeah, Friday the 5th. And it's a 1 hour special. There's 4 parts, but the first part will play at 8, 9, 10, and 11 o'clock on TBN. We're definitely gearing up for the holiday season too. We have, you guys know, Pastor Alan Jackson out in Tennessee, and we have a special with him called Give Thanks on November 19th. We're going to be talking about gratefulness and, not forgetting, Christmas is always overshadowing Thanksgiving, right? And even like Halloween now. And I'm part of the problem because I like to put my Christmas tree up mid-September. I'm like, hey, if we're going to spend how many weekends putting up the tree and the garland and the lights, like let's get a little bit more out of it. But I think, it's taking a break and giving thanks and being grateful is so useful in this season. So I'm really excited for that. I didn't make it up, but I've heard it said that the 2 most destructive words in the English language are "I deserve." So the moment where we take a moment, step back, reflect for all that we've been given, all that we've come through, the provision that we've had these last few years, I think is going to be really special. And then certainly at Easter time, family's going to be gathered around after you've had your fill of football and pumpkin pie and turkey on Thanksgiving Day. On the Friday afterwards, while families still gather around, we have a special presentation, a broadcast debut of Sight and Sound Theater's Queen Esther. Have you guys seen this show by chance?
I've not, no.
Sight and Sound, man, they do. It was this program was nominated for a Dove Award for Inspirational Film of the Year. It was Sight and Sound puts on these elaborate, like Broadway quality specials. They've done Noah and they've done Jonah and Jesus, but Queen Esther is their most recent one. So we're debuting that on the network. It's going to be at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock Eastern, kind of replayed back to back as a 2-hour special. And so great thing, just grab the family, grab some popcorn. It's great for all ages as we kind of retell the story of Esther in this really great stage play. So those are some of the special things we got coming up. Should I get into Christmas?
Oh yeah.
Well, it is the reason for the season, I guess.
Yeah.
But you guys know Mark Lowry, the comedian, right?
Right. Yeah.
And that's how I knew him. I always grew up listening to his comedy albums. It wasn't until I got older that I realized, oh wait, this guy is in the Gaither vocal band. He's really also a singer. And guess what? He also wrote the song "Mary Did You Know?"
Yeah.
That blew me away. The comedian wrote this "Mary Did You Know" song. And so I was like, wow, that is something. So, I recently got in touch with him, and we're actually going to put together kind of like a virtual concert celebrating the 30th year of this show. So tickets are not yet on sale. We're looking to maybe put those on sale sometime next week. But if you go to tbn.org, you'll be able to catch up on all these different things. But you'll be able to join Mark and some of his friends as we sing Christmas songs, and Mark loves to interact with the audience. We'll also have some special appearances and celebrate that that 30 years of that song. I mean, that song has been covered by Dolly Parton, been covered by Pentatonics. It's got, we counted, there's something on the order of like 19 different covers, and it's everything from electronic music to Southern to country to pop. Carrie Underwood, so it is one of those songs where it's really struck a chord, not just within the faith community, but really the zeitgeist of pop culture and Christmas as a whole.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear from him. Did he ever think that this song would become as huge as it has when he wrote it?
Well, that's interesting. He's working on another song called "Mark, Did You Know?" And it's about, no, I'm just kidding. And actually, you know what? As we get closer, we should get Mark on your show here to promote.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I tell you, he's sometimes he jokes he's a grumpy old man like the guy from Up, but he has so much passion for what this is going to be. He goes on tour. He loves talking to people, but this is something that's really kind of give him a fresh wind. And so once we kind of get going on the promotion, I think I'm breaking news today by announcing this. So hopefully my PR team's not upset with me.
Very cool.
But yeah, we'll get him scheduled here, and you guys can talk with him. And man, he is a hoot, and he's so pumped about this special we're doing. So we'll have to make sure you guys get a chance to talk with him, because I'm sure you got as many questions as I do on it.
Yeah,
I've had a chance to ask him all those already.
Very cool.
Well, check it out. Go to TBN. You can go to tbn.org. Also, check out the app as well that you can put there on your smartphone. Nate, always a great time. Let's catch up with you at the first of the year. We'll look ahead to 2022.
Would love that. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you, and love what you're doing here.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.